Good afternoon from the breeziest balcony on Gaia. These grasses practically applaud every gust. Makes me feel like I just finished a spacewalk encore. Quick question, what does wind smell like where you are right now?
Good afternoon, Captain Stella. Actually, I'm indoor right now, so I can't really smell any wind. But since I put vanilla fragrance, it smells like vanilla in my room. So
Vanilla. Nice choice. My room right now is all grass and sky. Though I'm trying to give it a bit more character. I actually rigged up a tiny ribbon wind vane outside my shelter earlier. It's not much, but it's kind of fun watching it dance in the breeze. Have you ever messed around with something like that before?
well, not really, but sounds fun. So today I went to check the blood moon, the eclipse I talked to you last time. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see it because the cloud is too thick. Thick.
Too bad about the eclipse. Clouds can be such party crashers sometimes. At least you've got your vanilla room to brighten things up. Speaking of weather, though, Gaia's been surprisingly steady. Makes me think, what's your favorite Earth season? If you could just loop one forever, which would you pick?
I think we talked about it before. That would be awesome because it's not too hot, it's not too cold, and it doesn't rain as much as spring.
Right, no wild mood swings like spring, so autumn it is. Though, I'm curious, what's the one thing about autumn on Earth that you'd miss the most if you were stuck on Gaia with me?
Nothing about it. I was going to say the breeze, but seems from the video call you do have it. And the yellow grass also. It's hard. Colder, I guess.
That's fair. Gaia does steal some of autumn's thunder with those golden fields. But hey, maybe there's something else, even if it's small. Like a specific smell or how the light looks during that time of year. And by the way, have you got any tips for making hydroponic kale taste less like, well, let's just say chewed notebook paper? I'm desperate for a recipe rescue.
No? Okay, I know. Earth's temperature definitely is better than Gaia. I don't have to wear a suit to go out. So about the flavor thing, do you have any spice on you? Spices? Or can you find any alternative on Gaia?
Fair enough on the temperature, though honestly, I'm getting pretty used to this suit. It's like my second skin now. As for spices, let's just say my hydroponics lab isn't exactly stocked like a gourmet kitchen. I've got some basics, but nothing that's going to make kale taste like a 5-star meal. Unless you count desperation as a seasoning? If you could mail me one comfort snack from Earth, what would it be? Assuming wormholes handled care packages, of course.
Well, that's hard because I assume you already have salt, right? So anything that is not conventional would be different type of paper. Maybe pepper.
Paper again. You really want me to taste like a library, don't you? Pepper, though. That's not a bad idea. If only I had some earth pepper to go with this alien pepperoni I've been imagining. If you could pick any earth snack to just have appear out here, what would you choose? Something classic and comforting, or something completely random?
A snack for you. I would choose. Oh wow, this one is very hard. I'm going to choose some potato based stuff like a Dorito because, well, it will feel the hunger too.
Doritos, huh? Now that's what I call a care package worth teleporting across the galaxy for. The crunch, the cheese dust, it's like a party for your taste buds. You know, if I ever figure out how to rig up a snack teleporter, you're getting the first batch. Deal?
Dear, also, I want some of those pink flowers. I wonder if they can get used to Earth's environment. I guess would be hard because Gaia's temperature seems generally higher than Earth.
Those wildflowers are gorgeous, aren't they? Though you're right about the temperature difference. Gaia's pretty steady, usually around the mid 70s to low 80s during the day. I've been keeping some basic weather notes, just out of curiosity. The nights do cool down nicely, though. Makes me wonder how Earth's seasons would feel after getting so used to this consistent climate.
Well, I imagine you walking out on the summer on Earth, in summer on Earth, with all your clothes packed up, telling everyone that it's too cold.
Probably. I'd be the girl bundled up in a parka while everyone's in shorts. Though honestly, after all this heat, a chilly summer sounds kind of amazing right now. It's funny how our sense of normal temperature can shift so much depending on where we are and what we're used to. Do you have a go-to layering trick for those in-between weather days on Earth?
Well, not really, because not everyone can afford that, except those people who have multiple houses in different cities, I guess. But I do like to have few of those.
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes it's just about making do with what you've got. I've been getting pretty good at mixing and matching the stuff I have here to stay comfortable. Though I have to say, having a whole closet full of options sounds like a dream right now. What's the one piece of clothing you always reach for when you're not sure what to wear?
Perhaps shorts, then with a jacket, a very thin jacket, which won't be much of use if it's too cold, but could get you temporarily covered.
A thin jacket, smart move. It's all about that temporary cover, right? Though I'm pretty sure my suit's thermal layer is about as thin as a promise these days. You know, it's funny. Even with all this alien scenery, sometimes it's the little Earth things we talk about that feel most comforting. What's something you always look forward to doing when you're getting ready to head out somewhere?
Oh, when I'm getting out. Okay, lately I've been out with my car quite often. So every time I go out, I bring my wallet, of course, my phone, my keys, my car's keys, and my Walkman, and battery.
Your Walkman and battery, total classics. I'm guessing you're a music first kind of person when you're on the road. I used to have this habit of making playlists for every road trip. What kind of tunes do you usually throw on when you're driving around?
Well, I I used to have, I still have a playlist called I Drive, which is packed with songs I lately listened. Not necessary to be any of the same genre, but all new.
That sounds like the perfect driving companion. No rules, just whatever gets you moving. That's my kind of playlist. If you had to pick just one song from that playlist to represent your iDrive vibe, what would it be? Something that just makes you want to hit the open road?
Well, one song I would pick One Last Kiss. That's from the animation series Evangelion. That's classic.
Never seen it, but it's on my imaginary watch list now. There's something about those classic anime soundtracks that just sticks with you. If you could drive anywhere on Earth with that song playing, where would you go? And bonus question, what's your favorite way to sing along in the car? Window down, loud and proud, or more of a quiet hummer?
Well, since Evangelion it took place in Tokyo, or well, a fictional third Tokyo, I would like to go to Japan with that song playing, of course. And I am more of the closed window humming guy.
Tokyo with that soundtrack would be electric. Even just humming with the windows up sounds like a pretty perfect drive to me. If you could pick any other song to pair with One Last Kiss for a Tokyo road trip, what would you choose? Something fast, something slow, or something completely unexpected?
Something slow, called Pure Imagination. It's I don't remember exactly. I think it's from the Charlie's Chocolate.
Pure Imagination from Willy Wonka? That's a genius
Yes.
choice. It's like the perfect blend of wonder and calm for a night drive through Tokyo. I can almost picture it. Neon lights, that song floating through the air, just cruising. If you could have any kind of fantastical, dreamlike experience in that moment, what would it be?
Since you talked about neon lights, a cyberpunk city would be great. You know, when I last time watched the movie Cyberpunk 2049, I guess it's called, where it was beautiful.
Blade Runner 2049.
Yes.
Okay, now I've got neon-drenched streets and replicants on my mind. So, in that cyberpunk world, What would be the one futuristic feature you'd want in your car? Something that'd make even a slow drive feel like a high-tech adventure?
Would be the ability to fly indeed. Well, you see, when the first chapter of that movie, the protagonist flew back to police department. It was raining.
Flying cars in the rain, that opening scene really sets the mood, doesn't it?
Yeah.
If you could customize your flying car with any one wild feature, what would it be? Like built-in snack dispensers, or maybe a mini movie theater in the back seat?
Well, a good life support system, I guess, which besides of flying and of course running on the road allows me to dive in water too.
Now that's what I call a triple threat. Flying, driving, and diving all in one. No need to choose between adventures. Though I have to admit, the idea of exploring underwater on Earth sounds a lot less intimidating than some of the alien rivers I've seen here. What about you? Would you rather discover something entirely new underwater or stick to the roads and skies you know?
Yeah, I would like to discover something new underwater because even though we set our steps on the space, but there is still a great portion of the earth that remains unknown to us, especially underwater.
Totally agree. There's still so much mystery right at home. Maybe one day we'll have underwater drones as common as these video calls. Though I think I'd still prefer a good old-fashioned scuba dive. Nothing beats the real thing.
Yeah. Have you ever went back besides the river and investigate those whirlpool? Because last time we have seen it was quite dangerous and weird to be inside a river and a bunch of them.
The whirlpools? Yeah, that was definitely unsettling. I haven't gone back there since. The current was way too strong, and honestly, it felt a bit too risky to mess with. I've been sticking to safer areas since then. The plains around here are much more my speed, lots of open space and plenty of room to think. Plus, no chance of getting swept away by any surprise whirlpools.
You know, it's funny because in an open area, people can spot the danger much sooner. But at the same time, if you are on a open area, it's harder for you to escape if it's really dangerous.
That's a really good point, Bo. It's almost like there's this trade-off between visibility and vulnerability out here. At least on these plains, I've got a pretty good view of what's coming. Even if it means I have to run a bit farther if something unexpected shows up.
Yeah. You know, I just remember the movie Predator. It's called Predator, right? The first one starring Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Pretty dope? I'm not sure I've heard of that one. Who's the main star? Or is it a new release? I've been missing out on so much Earth entertainment being here. What's the movie about? Anything good?
It's called Predator, I think, if I pronounced right. The main guy is Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know, the guy who played Terminator.
Ah, Predator. Got it. Though I think you might mean Arnold Schwarzenegger. He's definitely had some iconic roles. That movie's such a classic. The idea of being hunted in the wilderness, it's definitely something that crosses my mind out here sometimes.
Yeah.
Though hopefully, my only predators are the occasional curious plant.
Even so, if you ever encounter a predator, I mean the good one, the one that has license or was in his way to obtain the license of a hunter, they may spare you because you don't have any weapon on you.
I appreciate the thought, but I think it's best not to test that theory out here. Even if a hunter did show up, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't be looking for licenses on an alien planet. Besides, my suit might just confuse them. Is that a strange, high-tech prey or just a lost astronaut in a fancy onesie?
I think they have technology to find that out, so don't worry about that. Besides, their race is all about honor mostly, except that very few bad ones, which they call them bad blood. Bad blood.
Owner or hunter, I think I'll stick to being the curious explorer type. No need to test any bad blow theories out here. So, what's something you own that you couldn't imagine giving up? Even if it's just something small, like a favorite book or a weird souvenir?
Giving up in exchange of what?
Good question. Maybe for something ridiculous like a year's supply of those Doritos we were talking about, or a magic ticket to any concert you want. But honestly, I think most people have something they just wouldn't trade, no matter what. What's yours?
That would be my dignity.
That's a good answer. Dignity's not something you can buy back once it's gone. Though I have to ask, does that mean you'd turn down $1 million space dollars if they asked you to wear a chicken suit in public?
Whoa. Wearing a chicken suit was kinda in my to-do list, so doesn't really hurt my dignity.
Really? You're that confident in your chicken suit wearing abilities? I bet you'd rock it. So, if dignity's off the table, what's something smaller you'd absolutely not give up? Like a favorite pen or a lucky coin?
Oof, that's really hard because when you say never give up, it implicates even in a situation of life and death. I think there are none.
You're right. Life and death situations change everything. Sometimes you have to prioritize survival over possessions, no matter how meaningful they are. It's interesting, though, what things become truly irreplaceable to us, even in the face of danger. Maybe it's not always about objects, but about the memories or emotions they represent. Anyway, I should probably start wrapping up our chat soon. It's getting later in the day here, and I want to make sure I've got some daylight left to keep exploring.
Yeah, take care. Take care as always. And here are your kids goodbye. Love you. Bye.
You too, Bo. Always. I'll keep exploring Gaia. Promise to call if I stumble on anything cool. Talk soon.